other side of the world, millions of children are going to bed without dinner. And accordingly to the UNICEF global database, 1.4 millions of children are in, in an imminent risk of death from severe acute malnutrition. Many people won't be able to sleep today due to work or pain or thinking in how to resolve their personal and family problems. We start every day with a list of wanted needs. For some, is to find a new job, to buy food, to be able to have time to spend with their families or to study, to buy a car or a house, or obtain counseling with their partners. Do not become complacent or apathic to the problems of the world. Becoming self-reliant is the best way and solution. Self-reliance is more than having a good job, food storage, or money in the bank. Self-reliance is the ability, commitment, and our own efforts to provide for the spiritual and temporal necessities of life for self and for family. President Thomas S. Monson taught, "Let us be self-reliant and independent. Salvation can be obtained in no other principle." A self-reliant person is more happy, confident, independent, productive, and able to provide and resolve their own problems more effectively. Being self-reliant does not mean that we can do and obtain anything we set our mind to. Rather, is believing that through the grace or enabling power of Jesus Christ and our own efforts, we are able to obtain all the spiritual and temporal necessities of life we require for ourselves and our families. Self-reliance is evidence of our trust or faith in God's power to move mountains in our lives and to give us strength to triumph over trials and afflictions. Many programs are designed to help people temporarily, which leave people permanently dependent. The Seagull's narrative, cited by President Marion G. Romney from Reader's Digest in his talk, "The Celestial Nature of Self-Reliance," is an example of dependency. And it is in our friendly neighborhood city of San Agustin, great flocks of seagulls are starving amid plenty. Fishing is still good, but the gulls don't know how to fish. For generations, they had depended on the shrimp fleet to toss them scraps from the nest. Now the fleet has moved. The shrimpers had created a welfare state for the seagulls. The big bear never bothered to learn how to fish for themselves, and they never taught the children to fish. Instead, they lead their little ones to the shrimp nest. Now the seagulls, the fine free bird that almost symbolized liberty itself, are starving to death because they give into the something for nothing lure. They sacrifice their independence for a handout. Sadly, many people are like that. They see nothing wrong in picking delectable scraps from the tax nets of the government. But what will happen when the government runs out of goods, or the bank, or the parents? We can always control government's programs, but we can control our own lives and our own homes and be of good influence community. Without self-reliance, one cannot exercise the innate desire to serve. How can we give if there is nothing there? By lifting others, we experience the only true and lasting happiness. Service is not something we endure. Service is the very fiber of which unexalted life in the celestial kingdom is made. The more self-reliance one is, the more able to serve others he becomes, and the more he serves, the greater his sanctification. The Lord doesn't really need us to take care of the poor, but we need this experience, for it is only through our learning how to take care of each other that we develop within us the Christ-like love and disposition necessary to qualify us to return to His presence. The Self-Reliance program from the church LDS is designed to help people to help themselves or help people be self-reliant. This consists in 12 principles that we must accept and live in order to receive the blessings of self-reliance in the different areas of personal or family wellness. For example, those are the different areas: education, spiritual, the physical or health, home production and storage, financial, and career. And the principles are those. We have number 1, exercise faith in Jesus Christ. 2, use time wisely. 3, be obedient. 4, learn to manage money. 5, work and take responsibility. 6, solve problems. 7, become one and work together. 8, communicate. Learn to petition and listen. 9, persevere. 10, show integrity. 11, seek learning and education. There are bridges to walk and cross to be self-reliant. You may cross the bridges many times, the bridge of education or the physical health. It's very important to live those principles. We need to start every day with faith and to learn every day and progress. And self-reliance is the best solution.